Hello everybody and welcome to another Pokemon Unite video. This is going to be a little bit of a guide on the new Pokemon that's in the game, Decidueye, who is basically the new attacker, and I'm just going to go through the build quickly. You've got, obviously I like to go Razor Leaf build on Decidueye here. Razor Leaf with, I can't remember the other one, but I think yeah, Shadow Sneak. In my opinion these are the best builds I've seen so far, so that's what I like to go with build wise. I like to go into crit a lot, and I like to go into anything with AD as we start the game. I will go into that with more detail, but as we get into the game, let me just say what you want to be doing on Decidueye. So Decidueye is basically a high attack speed, DPS character, not too dissimilar to someone like Cinderace, a bit of a late game beast, but a little bit more earlier than Cinderace comes online. It's quite versatile. It can play slightly different. It can play support a little bit, but it's mainly an attacking Pokemon. It can solo objectives, so you know, Zapdos, Dreadnought, anything with Rotom, anything with high HP. Decidueye can just cut through it because of its high, incredibly high DPS. It's so fun to play Decidueye. The weakness is it's very squishy. You'll see in this game, as soon as I make some like tiny small decisions, like a flash forward and maybe here, they turn around and kill me, like literally you die instantaneously. So you've got to be really on point with your movement and your positioning with this Pokemon, but it is what it is. He has such high damage, you have to be able to shut him down somehow. It's not going to be like Greninja where you just cannot kill that guy. But let's go into the build and what build I like to go. So if I go down to my build, I like to go Razor Leaf Shadow Sneak with Muscle Band, Scope Lens and Razor Claw. Now the reason you want to go Scope Lens is because of at level 9 he gets a 30% crit baked into his kit, so if you put Scope Lens on as well, you're getting even more crit. You're going to be critting like every other auto attack, and as you can see with Decidueye's huge attack speed, you're going to be doing so much damage. Like every other auto you're critting, maybe a little bit more sometimes, and you're just doing crazy damage. Obviously Muscle Band for the overall just attack damage, and Razor Claw for every time you use an ability, whether that be your Razor Leaf, you're going to be just dishing out so much damage with your crazy attack speed. Obviously, and you need eject button in my opinion. You need an eject button on this Pokemon, just like Cinderace, because like I said previously, as soon as you're out of position and you're out of position, and so, like I don't know, a tank like a Crustle or a Blastoise jumps on top of you, you're dead basically. You are dead because, like I said, very squishy champion. A bit like an AD carry from League of Legends in a way. High damage but very low survivability. As you can see, this laning phase is a struggle, but it's a good gank and we managed to get a kill. You want to try and farm up to level 7s as fast as you can, and you can do that by either getting double kills like this, getting kills but when your jungler comes and helps, or you can just steadily farm like neutral camps rather. As you can see, I'm level 7 now, so it didn't take me that long, even with a bad start, and now I'm Decidueye, and this is where honestly this becomes crazy. This is his power spike right now. Razor Leaf just does so much damage. It's so fun to play Decidueye. As you can see in this team fight, I'm just outputting so much DPS here. Look. She thinks, oh, he's not doing too much damage, and look at it. Look at that. Doing damage to Rotom now, it's crazy. It's such a fun Pokemon. I'm really enjoying playing Decidueye. But I'll go into a bit more of how you should play the early game. So like I said, focus on farming wild Pokemon in the early game. Use your moves kind of defensively. Don't play overly aggressive. You don't want to fall too far behind this Pokemon because it's just not a good idea. Leafage and Astonish are meant to reinforce your basic attacks, so they help you reposition and stuff like that. So you don't want to play too aggressive. What you want to do as you start to get further into the game is you want to, as soon as you hit level 7, you want to start fighting people, because, and especially in team fights, you want to group for Dreadnought, group for whatever you can. I'm just going to start, just look at this clip here. I showed it at the start of the game, just watch this. I mean, that Ninetales gets eviscerated. I throw out that as well, get a triple kill. Flanking Decidueye just doing an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage. I mean, we are talking like, does this need nerfing? I'm not sure. I think when people get close, get a better idea of how Decidueye plays, I do believe will be. I don't think he needs that much of a nerf. He's not like Greedent. He's not like Greedent, where Greedent was just absolutely busted and just like disgusting to play against. But he is good, so it's very hard to say. I mean, look at this. Look, Tank's just gonna hate Decidueye because he just does so much DPS. Late game, just with Astonish and Razor Leaf. Like, look at this. Oh my! It's so fun now. It's so fun to play against, but. He has a lot of single damage burst, but when there's a lot of people like on top of each other, he also does a lot of damage. It's almost like having Rune Hands off League of Legends, where you fire one, it fires into several different Pokemon at once. But what I will say is this takes the damage off quite a lot, so he won't just fly through them. He'll do a bit of damage to both. As you can see, I flash away, and I'm doing a bit of damage to both, but I'm not doing loads to either of them. So. That you bear that in mind if you want to try and position it so you're hitting one really hard. Now the counters for Decidueye, there's Pokemon you don't really want to pick him into, or you've got to be especially careful against, or just the speedsters and assassins, anything with high mobility and high damage, stuff like Absol, Gengar, Zorora, Greninja, even Greedent because of his mobility. He's hard to burst down. Maybe Talonflame into there as well because they're just gonna rip through you. It's got too much burst for Decidueye to handle. And Pokemon he's good against. He's good against stuff. I mean, Garchomp has no chance. Garchomp has absolutely no chance against Decidueye. He's just gonna get kited into the ground and just absolutely ripped to shreds. So honestly, do not pick Garchomp into Decidueye. You're going to get destroyed. And so anything that you can kite, because I used to think that Cinderace was the best attacker with kiting, and he just was. As you can see here, you miss position once you die, as you can see there. But yeah, I used to think that Cinderace was the best attacker, and he probably was. I think Decidueye is a very, very either better or close second. It's very close because, in my opinion, Decidueye can kite better. So it's hard to say who's going to be better, but I think they're both good. They might even be both used, but they're very similar. They're very similar. Like Greninja, Decidueye, and Cinderace are very similar in my opinion. They're all meant to like go against each other as attackers. I would still favour Cinderace, I think, just slightly, but maybe when I've played a bit more Decidueye, I might change that. But we'll see. I'm just trying to think of anything else I really should say about this. One way to play with. One thing you should bear in mind if you don't get Decidueye, and what you should have on your team to like help with Decidueye, what you can pick to help your Decidueye is something that just creates so much like chaos in front of you for Decidueye to get loads of damage. It creates space for him to do damage, aka Snorlax, soaks damage, provides disables, stops people from in the vicinity. Slowbro, we can use it basically in a Maltar rule. You see as that absolutely destroy that support. But I mean, that is huge for this fight, because just imagine if they had a healer on top of all this, we would not have won this fight. So I ain't got the zap though, so it was actually pretty big that flash ball didn't kill him. But as I was speaking of disruptors, Blastoise is good also, Eldegoss and Blissey, they're all good with Cinderace, Decidueye, try and keep it alive. But overall, I think Pokemon did a great job with this. Decidueye is so fun to play with. I mean, I don't know how funny he is to play against, probably not, gives a lot of damage, but to play with, he's one of the most fun Pokemon they've made so far. I mean, he's miles more fun than Greedent, I'll say that right now. So, look at me just mixing all my ults here. I still kill the other Decidueye. But yeah, this has been Pokemon Unite Nation, and this is a guide and a bit of an overview on how to play Decidueye. I hope it helped, because everyone's still trying to learn how to play him. But I'll bring out a few more Decidueye videos in the next few days, and also I'll be bringing out some shorts on Decidueye as well. So make sure you like and comment and subscribe to some more videos. I will be, as I get more established, I'll be doing more editing to the videos, so you got a bit more graphics on screen and stuff. Because at the moment it's just me talking, but yeah, just one thing at a time, I guess. So yeah, I'll show some plus team fight. You know what? I'll commentate the game out. At this point, we've already won the game, and it was just defending. Now, look, this is my favourite part in the game because you know you've won. You just there you go. Look, they've surrendered. You know you've won, so you just have to defend. But what a fun game. Anyway, I'll catch you later, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.